Hey, it's Kathleen Woodhouse, and I'm here to answer what you can do when you're trying to get your product or service out and you're met with obstacles. Now, there's many different types of obstacles. I'm going to go over a few. So, if you're trying to get your product or service out there and you're maybe having a challenge, these are some of the things that you can look at to help you. Just check yourself, see if you have these covered. So, the first thing is make sure that you're giving before you're trying to get. So, this could be in your relationship building. It depends, if you're uh, doing online paid advertising, you want to make sure that you're giving content, you're giving something free, maybe it's a free download. If you are in person, you want to make sure that you're building that relationship, you're talking to that person, you're listening, you're getting to know them, what their product is, and that you're sharing resources, whatever it may be. You want to give. If you're coaching, you want to make sure that you're coaching and sharing that. Whatever your product or service is, you want to be able to give something that's relative to what it is that you do or you provide. And so make sure that you're giving before you get. Number two is make sure that you're asking the right people. So in order to do this, you have to take the time to create your ideal client profile. And a lot of people don't do this. They say, oh, I want to just sell to anybody. I can help anybody. Make sure that you're very specific about who it is that you're trying to help and serve, and be very clear about the details about them. Make a list, write it down. Maybe it's in a PowerPoint, whatever it may be, but be very clear. Take the time to determine who it is that you're trying to work with and serve. And then when you are actually talking to people, make sure that the person you're talking to is somebody that needs your product, is interested in it, that they're the right person, that they're in line with your values, that they're in line with what it is your product offers. Okay, so that's number two. Number three is making sure that it's clear why they need it. So it might be somebody that is having an issue. Maybe they've even expressed to you that they're having that issue, and you have the answer and you have the result and you know it, but it might not be clear to them why they need it or why they would need to spend their time or money on your product or service. So make sure that it's very clear what the product or service does, what the benefits are, how it's going to help them, so that they are understanding and educated on what it is. Okay, so that's number three. Number four is make sure that you're showing the value of the product. So I mentioned how it works and that why they need it. You want to make sure that they understand that why it's different, why it's the best, why it's going to work this time when maybe something else didn't, so that there's no question why they would want it. If you do this well enough, they're going to be asking you for it and wanting it and ask, when can I start and what is it, tell me more, those kinds of things. If they're asking those questions, you've got them interested and they understand it. If they're still not sure, they're hesitant, then you have more work to do as far as helping them to really understand what it is and what the value is and why they would need it, what it would do for them, those benefits. Okay. So think about that and check if you're really showing that value. If they understand it and they know the value, there's no question. Like I said, they're going to want it, right? Number five is asking at the right time. So you want to make sure that you've established these other steps before you actually ask. A lot of people will make the mistake of asking too early, and then that person will not be interested. They won't understand. They don't know why they need it. They're maybe confused. And so you really want to make sure that you ask at the right time. So those are 5 things that you can check to see if you're doing those and see how that helps you with the objections. Now, that, like I said, there's many other objections and they can be addressed in different videos, but those are some things that will help you, especially as you're just starting out in business and you're trying to get set up. Make sure that you're doing those things before you actually make the offer. So the offer could be a whole nother set of